welcome to my YouTube channel. This is BNSF 6951, a Vinny Vid Productions video. Hi, I'm Vinny and I will be your host. This is a model railroad channel, so if you enjoy watching scratch builds, layout updates, and rail fanning, and lots of other stuff that pertains to model railroading, this is the channel for you. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And after you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit that bell. That'll give you a notification of any time I do a video or live stream. Anyhow, I'm going to ask you guys to do one more thing, and that is to give me the thumbs up. That will help my analytics with YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the video, so let's get going. First, a word from my sponsors. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF 6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees! I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the Cuz sent you. Alright guys, the next building we're going to do is this guy right here. And we're going to see what his measurements are. So I'm going to right click on the map. Oh, maybe not on this one, maybe I need to do it over here on my computer. Right click on there, and down at the bottom it says measure distance, so I'll do that. And then click on here and you'll see it gives me the two bullseyes. So now I want to measure this building right here. I see it's moving a little differently. So anyhow, we'll take this bullseye here, we'll bring him all the way out. And I'm considering the overhang on this, so I'm going to give it about a foot maybe of overhang. And bring him up so he's nice and straight. And so this building is supposed to be 68.5 feet. Alright, and then we're going to take this guy and we're going to take him across here and find out what the size of this building is going to be, and I'll allow for the overhang. And this guy should be about 19 feet. But I don't think it's all the way back here, so we'll move him up a little bit. Right there, right alongside that straight of the building. And so we get 17 feet. Alright, so let's see what I have on the model. So stay tuned, let me reposition the camera and we will be right back. Alright guys, as you just saw in that little clip of how to get the measurements for this, this is the building we're working on right now. And I am a bit confused because when I did the measurements, the actual measurements, it came out to 68.5 feet. If I do 68.5 feet, I don't have the 17 feet right here in this corner, which is that small building. What I do have there is, let's see, we'll go from here, and let me just put a ruler here. So what I do have right there is like about 14 feet. Now, I don't understand why, especially because I made this 2 feet smaller than what it actually said on there. I have it lined up with the archway right here. I don't know why it's a different size. Anyhow, I'm just going to go with it. I might make this building just a little bit smaller just to make this building its proper size, even though this building won't be its proper size. And this is an important building also because this is where the main entrance is to the station. So, and the tower is at this end right here. So there's the main entrance door here, and then it goes into the main building. I don't think it's going to hurt it if I make this a foot smaller, just to make this a foot bigger. I might leave it the way it is and see how it looks. I'll put something together right there and see what it looks like. But anyhow, there are. This is what the building's supposed to look like. This is how I built it. And you can see there's a detent in the entranceway here. And I have to build that, and I have to do that circle deal up on the top there. And then the archway on the door. And then this is the building I'm talking about. And you can see, I don't know, it's probably some sort of a storage shed or something like that. But anyhow, I have to figure out how to do this. So give me a minute and we'll be back. All right, guys, I am going to show you right now, getting away from that building for a few minutes so I could think about it. What I've been doing up till now. Anyhow, I have installed, or cut the windows and doors out for this wall. And I had to eliminate one door down here because if I had to put the 3 doors the way it's supposed to be, it wouldn't have been enough room. And the windows are downsized. And so that guy will go right in here like that. And that's how the front wall would look. Of course, you guys can't see it fully. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way that came out. Now, the angle wall, however, it's going to be a little bit different because I cannot cut it out from the front side. I have to cut it out from the back side. So what I need to do is some measurements and get everything done. Of course, I'm going to do 8 feet down like I did on the other windows. So I'm going to draw my line right here, right now. And then I'm going to space the windows out the way they're supposed to be on the front side. All right, that's my 8 feet down, and I need to do the same thing on this guy. Now, as you can see, I already started to cut the door out. There's a major door that goes here. And I don't want to not put this door in, but as you can see, it's a pretty big door that has to go in there. That's a better shot. So I want to make sure that I get that door in there. Unfortunately, this support that I put in to hold my angle is was a little bit too big, so I had to cut that down. And also, to make this wall the proper size, I had to splice in a piece on this side. So that's going to be a double cut there. Anyhow, without further ado, let's get this guy done. Of course, there is a window that goes on this, above the door on this one too. So, all right. Okay, so we're going to use the same windows again. I wanted to use the really big windows. I wanted to use these guys, but I need to get 4 windows on this wall and 1 window on this wall. Now, the big window would have worked above the door here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Would have worked here, but that would be the only one that would be that size. So I decided not to do that and just go with all the same size windows as far as these windows go. So I need 4. I need 5 actually. Didn't I have 5 out already? Huh. I know I got some out someplace. I got to clean up my bench here. Start organizing stuff again. Anyhow, I know that these windows are 5 foot by 10 foot. And that worked out perfectly with the other wall that I did. So we're going to do the same thing here. But the problem is I want to kind of get an idea. I know I cut these out. Or maybe it was for the other wall. All right, we'll just go ahead and cut more out. I got to cut them out anyhow. So, and like I said in one of my previous videos, you need to be really careful when you cut these off the screws because they will break. See, like I bent this one already. Did I even get it off there? Huh. Okay, there's one. Kind of bent that one up a little bit. Oh well. Ow. There's another. Alright, so that screw is done. In the garbage can you go. Alright, and let's start again. I always put the flat side of the blade towards the part that I want to use. That's the way I do it. That's 4. And here we go. Here's number 5. I wish I made a window, a 40 pane window between this one and the one I had originally on here, because this build deserves to have bigger windows, but unfortunately they don't. All right, there's my 5, and there's another empty screw. Oh yeah, I did want to show you one thing. If you remember my last video, I showed you this messed up tinted window stuff. Well, watch this. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but if I put it in the windows, you really can't see all that messed up stuff. I mean, you can even see the glare. Now, another trick that I wanted to tell you guys about is I'm holding these windows in with Scotch tape right now just to make sure that they all fit and stuff. But if you want to have frosted windows, put your glazing on first and then put the Scotch tape behind there, and you'll have a glare that shows that there's glass there, but it also will be frosted. So that's my tip for today. And I hope you like it. All right, so anyhow, we got my 5 windows out, and like I said, I really mangled this guy. Let's see if I can unmangle him. I'm just going to use him as a substitute right now. So anyhow, I need to have 4 windows on this one and 1 on this one. So we'll go ahead and kind of lay these out where I want them. And I'll try and keep them cohesive with the windows that are already done. So what I mean by that is I will make the spacing in between the windows approximately the same as what I have on this wall, so they will look pretty much uniform. And then this one here, the one that's going to go on this wall, I'll just kind of make it even with these guys up here. So with that being said, these are right at the 8-foot mark, which would be the upper windows. Now I could spread these out a bit more because I'm only putting 2 windows here instead of, and these ones here I will make to the top of the door. I don't know. Put them down further. If I put them down further, it's just like there's too much space in there. Well, I did put it down further on the other one anyhow, so yeah, maybe I'll just do that. Put it even with the top of the door. Make them even this way and even with the top of the door here and even with the other windows. That's what I'm going to do. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now maybe I'll put the big window over here. Oh, so many decisions I have to make. Anyhow, guys, let me figure this all out. Let me get everything drawn out, and you know how I'm going to cut them, so I'll go ahead and cut these and put them in place and see what they look like. So with all that being said, I'll be back here in a few minutes. Alright guys, so now I have both of my interior walls completed with the windows and doors as they should be. I just elected to go with the same size window as the rest of them here, just to be consistent on the build. So now that those walls are done, and I'll put them over here with the rest of the building. Next thing to do is we're going to start on the building that I showed you at the very beginning of this video. And I'm assuming that this is like the entrance to the main building. As I showed you, the breezeway will go here, and then the tower finally sits at the very end over here. So this building has the main entrance door here, and then on this side it's got a couple doors, maybe a freight door, and then a window here, an office door, and people door, and so on and so forth. And I'll show you that and how we're going to replicate this. Now, I like what was in the front here. So, let me show you what I got going on here. And I don't know if it's going to... I already started to take this apart, and I should have waited to show you guys. But I did a lot of work on this section right here. So I'm going to take this section out. I'm going to cannibalize this building for that section. Then, on this side here, unfortunately, I can't cannibalize this wall. But I do have a freight door, a window, a people door, and then a steel door. So all of that stuff is going to go on this building also. What I did with this was, before I decided to show you guys, was I actually just took it apart like that. So now this has a missing door. And we're going to put him somewhere so he's out of my way. And so this is what I have. All right, guys, sorry about that. Anyhow, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sand this down right here and sand this down right here. And I might leave the brick the same color. I don't know yet, because I don't know when the new brick that I ordered, I don't know when that'll be here. So I don't know how close of a match it will be to this brick. So we'll have to wait and see for that. But it's a lot easier just to carve out that piece of brick and then take my drill bit and drill a hole and be done with it, rather than doing the door, because this door is custom made. I had to take 2 or 3 doors to put this door together. So with all that being said, we're going to take this guy and we're going to put him basically in the center of this wall. Now, I said in the beginning that I might make this wall another foot shorter, so I can make that side building a little bit bigger, and I'm going to do that. So let's see what we got here. At this time, this wall measures out to be 64.5 feet. And it was supposed to be 66, I believe it was. So if I make this, let's see, 60, 1, 2, 3. If I make it 63 feet, that might help. So we'll do that. We'll make this 63 feet. So 61, 2, 3, right there. And now, I know it's not much, but at least it'll give a little bit more presentation of the building that's supposed to be there. Next to this building. So we're just going to go ahead and square this up right here. The more time you take with your measurements, guys, the better your bills will come out. I have a bunch of these little squares right here. I got a whole bunch of squares. There's another right here, and then I got more in my train room itself. So anyhow, all right. So now we'll just take a blade and this guy, and we will cut. There's a lot of times I'll use the mat to give me a straight line, because I'll put this on here. Like this, where I want the line, and I'll square it up on the lines on the grid, and then I'll just take my straight edge and put it from the line to line, and then I know this cut will be straight. And there you go. All right. So and that looks pretty good right there. All right, so now we're going to take the middle of this, and I said it was 63, 63, so 30, 31 and a half. 31 and a half would be center. And I will draw my center line. Right now I'm figuring out where I have to cut to get this piece to fit in here. So if I take that and put the door exactly over that center line right there, all I'm going to cut out is from here to here on this piece of plastic. So we're going to do this, and now let's see, where are you? That doesn't really look too centered. Let me look at that again. It was sitting on the door, that's for sure. Now we can move this guy over a bit. I guess it's all right. I guess I can measure it. So on one side we got 6.5 feet, and over here we have, yeah, it's a little bit bigger. It's about a 1/2 foot bigger. I think that's going to be okay. Now, for this cut, I could use my knife, but I'm going to show you a tool that helps a lot, especially in HO or anything bigger than HO. And this tool is called the Nibbler. Okay, and you can find this on my Amazon page, but it's a real cool tool. I don't know if you guys can be able to see that, but this here, when you squeeze this handle, this top piece comes down, and there's actually a blade in there, and it actually snips. So we're going to do this part right here, and I'm going to show you how it works. So our guy, we're going to do this line first. So we take the outside of this piece and we line it up with the line, and we just squeeze and just move up. Every time you make a squeeze, you just move up a bit. And I'm actually going a little bit crooked. Now a lot of times you have to clean out the parts that get cut off, otherwise it won't go. But this could save you fingers from a lot, using a lot of pressure on your knife, and it works all right. It's just that unfortunately a lot of the N-scale windows don't work very well. And in order for this to work on something that's inside the plastic, you need to drill a hole big enough for this head to fit in. And on most N-scale windows, that would not work. So that's why you'll see me use my knife a lot when I do an N-scale build. And I'm not going to do this whole thing. I'm just going to show you just one line right here. And actually, and as long as you keep it straight, you'll get a straight line. I always wind up doing a little bit of sanding on them anyhow, but we're going to go right up to the top line right here. In fact, we don't have to go all the way up to the line. We don't have to. All right, now that little piece right there at the top, we're going to get that, but we don't push this in as far, and we just kind of I have to look over the piece to see where I'm at, and there you go. So now I'll just do the same thing all the way around. Now what I could do is I could take this and turn it like this, and just continue along the top. I might as well just show you guys the whole thing. It's not going to take that long anyhow. I save these little pieces too because they can make good, you know, you can put them in scrap piles and stuff like that. All these little pieces that come off of here. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm in frame. I'm not. I'm watching my lines here. I'm not watching the camera. Again, we're coming close up to the next line right there, so we're just going to ease up to it and make sure the front of this is right on that line. And here we go. All right, so now we got pretty much all cut out. Now it does take a little bit longer. Probably with my knife I could have got this done a lot quicker. But I just wanted to show you guys that there are different tools available to use in the hobby. And I don't think this was very much. I think it was like $15. It's less than 20 bucks on my Amazon page, and you'll find the link to my Amazon page at the bottom of any one of my videos. And I would appreciate the support. I do get a little bit of a kickback from them, but I do have a threshold, I think, of $100, so $100 worth of sales has to be done before I get anything from them, which sucks, but well, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. To me, it's just found money, I guess you want to call it. Come on. And 2 more cuts and we'll be, well, 3 more cuts. And there you go. There's the hole. Now, my idea is to put this guy behind there, and I have my recessed door entry. And how's that for saving a little bit of time? Anyhow, let me show you the rest of the building here. I think I already showed you this, but this side here is going to get a whole bunch of stuff. And so we're going to be using some O.T.C group steel doors, and this is Grant Line. There's smaller windows, more office doors, and a people door, and I think there was one freight door, I think. I got to get that out. But anyhow, there'll be a freight door on there also. So I'm going to go ahead and measure everything out. I'm going to cut everything out, and I'm going to bring it back and show you this building as it will be on the model. So stay tuned, and we will be back shortly. All right, guys, what you're looking at now is going to be the configuration of this this wall that I showed you guys on this one here. Oops. So I wanted to try and find a smaller window, and I did find some smaller windows, but I just didn't like how they looked. These are O.T.C group, and this one, it just doesn't follow the same pattern as what I have on it, because these, when you cut these windows out, you got to make the hole to fit inside of here. There's a little lip in here. I don't know if you guys can see that little lip in there. Yeah, there you go. Anyhow, you have to cut it on that, and therefore what it gives you is it gives you a molding around the window, and none of the windows in this build have that. So I decided to go with the original window that I had planned that was on the other building, which is this guy. Anyhow, let me show you this guy. Now he's all done, and if I have to, I could just replace the brick that's in here, because I have to redo the brick on all of it, and that's what it looks like on the back side. And so I saved myself a lot of work from making this door again. And I wish I had all the pictures that I used to have, so I could show you all of these parts of the building. Anyhow, that is that wall right there. So I'm going to go ahead and measure all of this stuff out and cut it all out and put the doors in there with the Scotch tape, just like I did with everything else. And we'll put this building together. Now this building is only going to get 3 walls. Well, I don't know, maybe it'll get a 4th wall. I'm not sure. Depends on how it fits up against the rest of the building. Anyhow, with all that being said, we shall be back here very, very shortly. Alright guys, as you can see right now, I have all these holes cut out and all my windows and doors are in place. And again, I'm holding it in with some Scotch tape, which is a pretty neat idea to get an idea if everything's going to work or not. I thought this wall was going to get kind of cramped with all that stuff on there, but apparently it seems to be working just fine. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this wall and these two walls, and we're going to start putting this guy together. So with that being said, stay tuned and let me get my magnetic squaring jig over here, and we'll show you how that's done. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're ready to start putting these three walls together, and as you can see, I got it set up here in my jig already. Let me get this a little closer so you guys can see. This is a great tool for you guys to have. If you don't have one, it's really cool to have. I mean, it helps so much to keep your corners square, hold your products and your projects in place and all that stuff. Again, you can find this on my Amazon page, my influencer page. If you go to my any one of my videos, the link is there. Check it out. I think this is like about 39 bucks, but it's definitely worth the 39 bucks. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and put this together. As you can see, I already have it set up, and I have the front wall inside the side wall. That's going to keep the building at the 63 feet that I originally planned it to be. All right, so here we go. I'm going to be using this follow glue. I've been using this throughout this build, and so we're going to keep on using that. Now that's the first build I'm going to be doing without any kind of supports in the corners. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want Roy to be able to have the opportunity to be able to put stuff inside here without seeing these ugly corner pieces that I usually use. And so far, it seems to be working on the main building. That's exactly what I did. And there are no supports there, and it seems to be holding up pretty good. So we'll let this dry up for a few minutes, and then we'll do the other wall, and then we'll put this against the building and see how it looks. So stay tuned, and we will be back shortly. Alright guys, as you're seeing right now is what I have completed up to this point. And even though these videos are taking a couple of weeks to come out, this is all being done in 1 week. Well, actually 2 weeks. And most likely the video that you're going to see today is probably going to be 3 weeks from today. And today is January 27th, 2022. Because I've stacked up a couple of these videos already. But the next building I'm probably going to do on one of my live streams, so that building will probably be completed by the time you see that video. Anyhow, this is what I got accomplished so far. Here's the wall I just worked on, the building I just worked on, and this is the main entrance. And this is what will happen when it's on the layout is the breezeway will come over here, and the tower would be on this side right here. And as you can see, I've got the recessed door just like in the prototype. I'm trying to find all the pictures I can, and I might ask Roy to send me a bunch more pictures so I can show you all these individual parts of the building. Anyhow, we're going to give it a spin around, and this side here, right here, would be track side, and this is where the people would come out from that angled door down there. To go onto the Amtrak or Metrolink. Also, on this side, if we come around this way, you can see that I added all the doors and such here on this building right here, the way it is in the prototype. And I believe that this would be another entrance to the building right here. For the Greyhound passengers, and I guess all the passengers can go in that way also. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video. And as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out.